What's up, boys? How we doing? Friday night, little 9-game slate. It's been a really quiet day, man. For a 9-game slate, like, we've had no news today. But it should be a fun slate still regardless. I appreciate all you guys being here as always. We're going to talk through the slate, answer any questions you have just over the next, 30-35 minutes. So if you have questions, start throwing those in chat, and be sure to hit the like button. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. Always make sure to like the stream when you come in. I do always appreciate that. What's up, Dirty Dan? Yo, what's up, guys? It's Noah here. What's up, my boy? What's up? What's up, brother? Vassal or KCP? Frank, I'll be honest, I'm not really that interested in either one of those guys, but I would say Vassal if I had to pick one. The value on this slate is not good, man. Like, there's not really a ton of good value. Like, Cade Cunningham, I think, is a good value on DraftKings again. Pat Bev, I like. But yeah, there's just no standout cheap plays. There's no, like, outside of Cade Cunningham, there's not a ton of cheap guys that are projecting really well. Just downloaded Prize Picks today. What are you liking over there? I'll give you a couple picks I like. I did a 4-pick power play. When we got the news that Brogdon was out, I took the over on LeVert and I took the over on Sabonis. I was able to get those in before they took them off. But a couple picks I like, not those obviously. Let's see. Draymond over 31.5 fantasy points. So I did a 4-pick power play with over on Sabonis and LeVert. They're not on the board anymore, but I did over on Sabonis and LeVert fantasy points. And then I did over on J-Val, 39 fantasy points, over on Draymond Green, 31.5 fantasy points. So you can do those 2 picks. Another one I like is over on Jared Allen, fantasy points, 33. Jared Allen's been playing a ton of minutes, and I think he's going to keep playing a ton of minutes while Kevin Love and Lauri Markkanen are out. 33 fantasy points. He can easily go over that if he plays, close to 40 minutes, which he has been. So those are some picks I like for Prize Picks. And if any of you have not signed up for Prize Picks yet, you guys know, use promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prize Picks, they'll match your first deposit, give you a free bet up to $100. If you were able to make a living off this, what do you imagine yourself doing? Oh, if you weren't able to make a living off DFS content, what do you imagine yourself doing? I have no idea, man. I got lucky that, I was able to do this as a job, I really don't know what the fuck I'd be doing, honestly. I feel like I'd be doing something with sports because I have a huge passion for sports. So I really don't know. When I found out about DFS back when I was like, just turned 18 and I could legally play, I mean, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna see what I can make out of this, see if I can, get good at DFS, start to understand how to play, and surely enough, I was able to make a job out of it. But I really don't know what I'd be doing if DFS wasn't around, I'll be honest. Have you thought about doing your live sessions 20 to 30 minutes earlier? We were cutting it pretty tight yesterday. I mean, I always could, yeah. It's just the days we get like news that I don't expect, because this is the bad thing, I guess. Obviously my job is amazing. I love what I do. But when I'm playing, I have lineups I have to edit, and I have content I have to edit on Patreon, and I have people, that need me to answer their questions. It gets really hectic, 20, 30 minutes before lock, having to do all that, plus, maintain a stream. So the days where we get like crazy news breaking and I don't expect it, it gets really hectic. Today, I don't think that's going to be a day like that. I mean, it's been a really quiet day so far. Who the fuck knows when it comes to NBA? We could have, Giannis could get ruled out like any minute now, and nobody would be surprised. But when we have days where it's, there's news that comes out that I don't expect, it does get pretty hectic. So maybe I should start going live a little bit earlier. But so far, I've been liking going live at 6 Eastern, because I usually go live for about 30 minutes, and then I have 30 minutes after I go live to make sure everything's good on my end and answer Patreon members' questions and all that. Mamba or Carter Jr. tonight? Leaning Mamba because of his shot blocking abilities. Yeah, straight up, I'd play Mo Bamba over Wendell Carter. What's up, Jumpman? PJ is out. Plumlee about to ball. I mean, Plumlee's minutes, I think, will be very secure. I don't know if it really helps his production, because, I mean, they're not really going to play PJ Washington and Plumlee alongside each other, but Plumlee should get 30, 32 minutes, and a good matchup, good game environment against Sacramento. Yeah, Mason Plumlee's for sure in play today. He's not really a guy that has massive upside, but he feels very safe, I would say. Who are the 3K plays of the day? God, there's no 3K plays, man. I'll be honest with you. Like, there is nobody below 4K that I have a ton of confidence in on this slate. There's guys like if Dean Wade starts again, I think he could be a value. He's super cheap. You got guys like KCP, but me recommending players down here is just, there's nobody down here I'm confident in. Thanasis, if he starts again, could be a guy you go to. But the cheap value on this slate is basically non-existent. I'm feeling it tonight. In order, how do you rank Beasley, Beverly, and Zubac? Do you even care for them in general? All three of those guys are in play for me, Nicholas. Beasley, obviously without D'Angelo Russell, going to see increased minutes. Patrick Beverly played 31 minutes last game without D'Angelo Russell. And then Zubac, they actually gave Zubac a ton of minutes when they played Towns. Like, it seems like they want Zubac out there against Towns, and obviously these teams are playing again. So if Zubac plays like 30 minutes or 34 minutes like he did last game, he's going to project really well. So I think all those guys are good values. I would probably rank them Beverly 1, Zubac 2, and then Beasley 3. But all three of those guys are in play for me. Eubanks, Pat Beverly, or Thad on Yahoo? Give me a Pat Beverly. Derek White or Garland? I would probably go Garland. The Cavs are running a super, super tight rotation right now. Like, they're running an 8-man rotation, so yeah, Garland's going to play massive minutes. A lot of the Cavs starters are going to play massive minutes. Holmes or Jared Allen? Give me Jared Allen. Same reason, Cavs are running a tight rotation. Jared Allen's played huge minutes in back-to-back games. He's been producing as well. We know Jared Allen will be productive when he's on the floor. So if he plays 35, 36 minutes, yeah, Jared Allen's got 50-plus point upside, and we've seen that, these last few games. Any news on Holiday minutes? Yeah, we don't have any update yet on Drew Holiday. He's probable still. He's expected to play, but there's no word on how many minutes he's going to play. I think Drew Holiday is in play because without Chris Middleton, there's going to be increased opportunity for Drew Holiday. But if we don't hear any word about minutes restriction for him, I would be a little bit hesitant to go there. But if we can get confirmation that Drew Holiday is not on a minutes limit, I think he is a pretty solid play, and he will be very low owned, I would assume. Jalen McDaniels got really good run when PJ Washington was last out. Yeah, Jalen McDaniels could be a sneaky play. I didn't really think about him. He's 3,200. He's 3K, still minimum 3K. I forgot what game PJ was out. It might have been these two against Boston and Orlando. I mean, yeah, without PJ Washington, there is more minutes available now. Jalen McDaniels really hasn't been like a consistent part of the rotation. Like, he barely played last game, which I get. It's always scary to, like, even when somebody gets ruled out, it's always scary to go to someone like when they barely played the game before that. But if you expect Jalen McDaniels to play like 20, 22 minutes, I mean, yeah, he's playable. I don't have much confidence in him, though. Thinking about Wendell Carter Jr. tonight, what do you think? I think he's fine on Yahoo. He's pretty affordable on Yahoo, Wendell Carter is. He's like $19, I think. Yeah, he's $19 on Yahoo. He's been good. He's been playing big minutes. He's definitely in play. Plumlee's also $19. I would rather go Plumlee there, but Wendell Carter's for sure in play. He's projecting out really well. He's like projecting out as a top value on Yahoo. I don't think I'm gonna play Wendell Carter in my Yahoo lineup, but the projections like him. I'll say that. Going with a balanced build today, that's kind of the way you got to go, honestly. It's really hard to build good stars and scrubs lineups on this slate because there's just not there's not that much value, to be honest with you. Brogdon's not out yet. He's questionable. Brogdon popped up on the injury report, questionable with an illness. Usually when a guy pops up as questionable, usually I assume they're going to be out, but we don't have any confirmation yet, so still waiting on that. Any Gary Payton Jr. love? I saw Gary Payton played really well last game, but I don't think I'm going to go there. Like, he's only projected. Let me see how many minutes he's projected for. I wouldn't think it's that many. Yeah, Gary Payton's only projected for 11 minutes. He could obviously play more than that. He played more than that last game, but he's not really on my radar on this slate, honestly. What's your overall return on Prize Picks? I can't tell you. I honestly don't know like how much I'm up or down, to be honest with you. My total amount won, though, I don't know if this is a lot or not, 39,157. That's my total amount won on Prize Picks. But that doesn't mean I'm up $39,000, obviously. Jared Allen, Holmes, or Plumlee? Give me Jared Allen. Who's a good play at shooting guard? 8,100. I would say your best bet's probably either to go CJ McCollum there, or, I mean, obviously if Brogdon gets ruled out, Karis LeVert is going to be a really good play. But then you'll have like $1,300 left. So if you want to go Karis LeVert and then maybe upgrade somewhere else, you could do that. You like Cunningham on Yahoo or only DK? I think on Yahoo he's fine, but Draftkings is where Cade Cunningham really stands out. But he's still playable on Yahoo for sure. The shooting guard position on Yahoo today is kind of not great. What do you think about riding with Allen and Mobley? I mean, I think both are in play because they're going to play massive minutes. Like, I think Jared Allen played 40 minutes last game, and I think Evan Mobley played 40 minutes too, if I remember correctly. Jared Allen last two games, 35 and 40 minutes, and I think Evan Mobley's played 40 minutes in back-to-back games. So they're like Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, they're going to run those guys into the ground. Without Kevin Love, without Lauri Markkanen, you should expect big minutes for both Mobley and Allen. So they're definitely playable for sure. I would prefer Allen straight up, but yeah, Mobley's still fine. Reggie Jackson in cash games. I don't think Reggie Jackson would be someone I'd be playing in cash. His ceiling, he's got a good ceiling, but his floor, like there's still, like Reggie Jackson could still put up like 20 DraftKings points if his shot's not falling. I just don't like playing those guys in cash, and he doesn't really project out as like a good point per dollar play, so not someone I don't think I'd be playing in cash. Durant or Harden? I would go Harden. Powell or Portis? That's really close, Frank. I think Norman Powell's a solid value. I like Bobby Portis as a cheaper, like lower owned value. I think there's a possibility that Bobby Portis could start today. We don't have a Bucks starting lineup yet, but with Brook Lopez still out, like I don't know if they're just going to keep starting Thanasis or if they maybe change things up and finally start Bobby Portis. If Bobby Portis winds up starting, he would be one of my favorite values. But if he comes off the bench again, then I would probably take Norman Powell. Who's your favorite value on Yahoo? Pat Beverly's cheap on Yahoo. I like him. Some other guys. Let me see. I'm trying to think. Top of my head. I'll pull up the Yahoo salaries real quick. I know Pat Bev's definitely one of my favorite values. He's super cheap on Yahoo. Nicholas Batum still kind of cheap. Zubac's cheap. Malik Beasley. There's not a ton of standout value on Yahoo either, but those are a few guys I like. And Pat Connaughton, if he starts again, you could definitely go there. He's only $12. Any prize picks you love tonight? We gave out a few just recently. Over on Draymond fantasy points, over on J-Val fantasy points, over on Jared Allen fantasy points. Those are 3 picks I just gave out. If you want to tell me on those. What's up, Noah? Thanks for the info. New to fantasy basketball. Your videos helped a lot. Hey, glad to hear that, my man. Glad to hear that. Love when we run right up against 7 p.m. deadline because it's fun when shit hits the fan at 6:45. We'll see, for me, as a content creator, as someone who has, like Patreon members and stuff, it gets really hectic for me. Because not only do I have to answer questions, I also have to update my content on Patreon. I have to edit my own lineups. It gets really crazy. But I like going, I like being live till at least like 6:30-ish. I think today will definitely be a quiet day. We won't have to worry about too many bombs dropping. But who the fuck knows? You never know. Any interest in Jared Allen? Jared Allen's definitely in play for me. He's been getting massive minutes, and I think he continues to get massive minutes, with Kevin Love and Lauri Markkanen out. If you had some friends to help, that'd be cool. Have them edit lineups, read questions, etc. I mean, I don't have anyone that would do this, that's smart enough, I guess, or knows what they would be doing. I mean, I can handle it myself. It's hard to manage a stream, edit my own lineups, edit Patreon content. It's hard to do all that at the same time. So that's why I try to end the stream early before lock, so that way I can make sure everything's good on the other end before, we get to lock. We're definitely going to have days where there's just a ton of news dropping. Hopefully, I don't think today's going to be like that, though. But later we get in the season, we'll have days where just random guys are getting ruled out constantly. You like Malik Beasley at all on FanDuel with D-Russ out? I like Malik Beasley in general. I don't know what his FanDuel price is. But without D-Russ, I mean, he played like 27 minutes last game. He's going to get the minutes. It definitely, increased minutes for Malik Beasley and Patrick Beverley. What's up, DD? I like the Hornets and Kings game. I mean, that's two pretty fast-paced teams. I think the Hornets are playing at the 3rd fastest pace this year, and the Kings are up there too. So, and I'm pretty sure that game has one of the highest totals. So it definitely makes sense to get some exposure there. Nobody on Draftkings in the Hornets-Kings game stands out as a great point per dollar play, but there's definitely good tournament plays. LaMelo, De'Aaron Fox, Rashawn Holmes, Plumlee. Those are guys you can definitely play, I think. Any spin-ups and smash spots? I mean, Giannis it's a not great matchup against the Knicks. The Knicks haven't been as good defensively this year. Giannis is still a top spin-up for me every slate. It is a little bit tougher to play Giannis today just because his price is so high and there's not a ton of value. I think Ja's in a great spot against the Wizards. I think LaMelo's in a really good spot. Fast-paced game against the Kings. If Brogdon gets ruled out, Sabonis gets a nice boost. I don't think you need to pay all the way up to Giannis or Curry, because there are some good options in this 9K, 8K range that give us a lot of upside too. And with there being, minimal value, it's going to be hard to really jam in multiple studs at the top today. Hayward or Scotty Barnes? Give me Scotty Barnes. Could Derrick Rose be a sneaky play tonight on DK or FanDuel? Derrick Rose is not really in consideration for me, IMAX. What has his minutes been? I mean, he's only been playing, he's been capped around 20 minutes these last few games. Derrick Rose has upside, but if they're going to cap him at 20 minutes, it's just not something I'm that interested in. We did just get news that Killian Hayes is out, so that's kind of important. I mean, we'll have to see what the Pistons do with the starting lineup. I mean, I already like Cade Cunningham, but I think Killian Hayes being out is even better for Cade Cunningham. He might see some point guard minutes. But if they do start, so they could start Saben Lee, or they could start Corey Joseph. I think if Corey Joseph starts, 3,300, he's going to be a really strong value. And Saben Lee, I'm sure, is minimum salary. Yeah, he's minimum salary. So we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that Pistons starting lineup because there could be some value there depending on who starts. Thoughts on Thad Young? Without Jakob Poeltl, there's definitely minutes available, and we saw Thad Young play 22 minutes last game. He was really productive, but his price has come up to 5,300 on DraftKings, so it's a little bit tougher to play Thad Young now that he's over 5K, I think. Cade, Garland, Sexton, NAW, Dinwiddie, Graham, or Melton for cash. I would say Cade Cunningham. Favorite leverage play on DK? I mean, there's a lot of guys you could play that are going to be low owned today that have upside. Ja is going to be low owned on DraftKings. He's only projected for, let me see. Like, Ja's projected for 4% ownership against the Wizards. I mean, yeah, I like Ja a lot. LaMelo against the Kings is projected for 3% ownership. Like, these are guys that I think are great, tournament plays. They're not projecting well for their salaries, but obviously, they could still put up 50 plus, even though they're not projecting for 50 plus. So those are kind of the guys I like in tournaments tonight. Allen or Harrell, util, Jared Allen. Any interest in Rozier and or Hayward? I think they're fine. It's a great game environment. It should be a fast-paced game. I don't think either one of Rozier or Hayward project great for their salaries, but in a good game environment, in a fast-paced game, they definitely have upside. Favorite value play on Yahoo? We just gave some values on Yahoo. Pat Bev, Zubac, Malik Beasley, those guys I like for value. Not a ton of value on Yahoo either on this slate. Norman Powell or Wiggins with your last pick for your lineup? If either, I would take Norman Powell. Is Yahoo worth playing? I mean, that's up to you, man. I've been playing on Yahoo since they first started DFS. Like, that was the first DFS site I ever played on was Yahoo. So that's up to you, honestly. I've had a lot of success on Yahoo, though. A lot of my biggest wins, my biggest DFS wins have come on Yahoo. Between LaMelo, Deontay, and De'Aaron Fox, which two would you play? I would take LaMelo and Deontay. Is Holiday on a minutes limit? We don't know yet. No word yet on Drew Holiday if he's going to be limited or not. He's still a probable, though. He's expected to play, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. Yeah, we gave out a couple prize picks earlier, guys. Just rewind the stream if you haven't checked them out yet. Draymond fantasy points, J-Val fantasy points, Jared Allen fantasy points. Prize picks isn't available in my state. Do you know if that will change? Can't tell you, Brendan. I know Prize Picks, they're trying to get legal in as many states as possible, but I can't tell you if they're going to be legal anytime soon wherever you live. Luckily, they're legal where I live, so I've been able to play Prize Picks since I started. Is this a full-time job for you, DFS? It is, Tom. It is. Playing DFS, providing DFS content has been my full-time job for like the last 4 or 5 years. And like the last 2 to 3 years is when I've really taken it seriously, moved out of my parents' house and really been able to do it full time. What's a good cheap small forward play on Yahoo? Probably Pat Connaughton would be my first pick, or either Pat Connaughton or Josh Hart if Brandon Ingram is out. Yeah, we just got word that Killian Hayes is out, so that definitely, that helps Cade Cunningham for sure. Miles Bridges a top 5 play today. I mean, Miles Bridges, he's been great this year. His price tag, though, is really, really high now. I think Miles Bridges is still playable just because of how many minutes he's playing, how much opportunity he's getting. But I think he is definitely overpriced right now, Miles Bridges is. To expect him to put up 50 DraftKings points every night, that's just not going to happen. Like, he's not, I don't know if he's going to be an 8K player the rest of the season. But he's playing really well, and if you want to ride the hot streak, I mean, go ahead. Giannis' little brother in play still. I would say only Thanasis for me is only in play if he starts. We don't have a Bucks starting lineup yet, though. Mobley at 7,200, power forward, or would you go elsewhere? I have Allen at center, nervous to play them both. I mean, I think it's fine to play those guys together because they're going to both play massive minutes. I would say if you don't want to play Mobley with Allen, you could drop down to like Scotty Barnes. Or if you can find $100, you can play Draymond. But honestly, it's fine to play Mobley with Allen. Garland or Holiday? If we know that Holiday is not on a minutes limit, I would say Holiday, but we don't have any information there yet, so Garland might be the safe play for now. Hey Noah, thanks for the great insights. Is there a website that all player season stats are available to download? You can do RotoGrinders Court IQ is a good site to use to check usage rate. So whenever a player gets ruled out, you want to see like who gets more usage, just use RotoGrinders Court IQ. NBA.com, their advanced stats, that's how you can see, pace, defensive rating, rebounding rate, all that stuff is on NBA.com. But Court IQ is really good for like usage, like on-off splits basically. So when a player gets ruled out, who benefits? Use Court IQ. Hey, mate, keep up the good work. Hornet Game Stack, anyone from that game you think will flop? I mean, there's going to be guys that disappoint, I'm sure, but there's probably going to be 1 or 2 guys that put up big games like LaMelo or, Miles Bridges. I mean, it's a good game to target for sure. I really don't game stack, especially on a 9-game slate, but, if you want to play LaMelo or, any Hornets on this slate, any, Hornets that expect to get meaningful minutes, I don't see why you couldn't because it's, such a good game environment. Edwards with D'Lo out. I think, Anthony Edwards is a pretty strong play. He's He's priced right, but the upside for Anthony Edwards is for sure there without D'Lo. Forward under 4,300. Let's see. I don't know if there's a ton of value down here at forward. I would say probably, God, there's really not much. I would say that if you can find $100, try and play Malik Beasley. But if you can't, then I guess your best option might be like Devin Vassell. But there really is not much I like down there. Franz Wagner or Batum or Thad Young? Give me Batum. Small forward, 3,600 and under. Yeah, again, man, there's just not a ton of cheap punt value. I would say, like, if he starts again, you could play Dean Wade for 3,300. He's probably your best bet. There's not much down here that I love. Or, I guess, KCP, but God, I wouldn't want to play KCP. Holmes or Turner? Give me Rashawn Holmes. Mobley or Draymond? That's a really close one. Mobley probably plays more minutes. Draymond, I like the matchup more, and I like the pace of the game more. So I would say Draymond, I guess, but that's definitely close. Is there an optimizer on your Patreon? There is not. The optimizer that I use is one I pay for. I don't have my own optimizer. Thoughts on Eric Bledsoe and Tyrese Halliburton? Bledsoe, I'm kind of off, man. His minutes have just been way down lately. Halliburton's one of those guys that, you know, he doesn't really project well for his salary. He feels priced right, but it's a good matchup. It's a fast-paced game against Charlotte. You know, it wouldn't be surprising to see Halliburton have another big game tonight. Scotty Barnes is definitely in play, Eric. He's going to play big minutes. You know, they've been playing Scotty Barnes big minutes this year, so it's all a price thing. But like on Yahoo, I think Scotty Barnes is a pretty good play. On Draftkings, it's a little bit tougher to play him because he's like almost 7K. Do you like Bridges or Fox? Dirty Dan, I think both are in play. Both are going to be really low owned, I would assume. So they're definitely tournament options for sure, and what should be a fast-paced game. Can we play LaMelo and Bridges together? I mean, you're kind of overpaying for both guys. I don't know if I'd be playing both together. If you're doing that, then you probably want to have somebody on the Sacramento side and just kind of make like a mini game stack. I feel like in order for LaMelo and Bridges to both put up really good games at their salaries, you're going to need like a super, super high-scoring game or like overtime or something. Derek White or Halliburton? I would say Halliburton. Ja or Sabonis? Give me Ja. Thoughts on crazy punt play? Alex Lynn, Paul Millsap, or Blake Griffin to get... God. Joshua, I'll be honest, I don't really have any interest in any of those guys. I guess I would take Blake Griffin if I had to pick one of those three. Is single entries considered cash or GPP DraftKings? It kind of depends on the payout structure. Usually single entry tournaments are going to pay out like, 25%, so that's more of a tournament. Cash games are basically any contest where like 35-40% of the field or more gets paid. So double ups, head-to-heads, even triple ups, 50-50s, those are cash games. Anything else is probably a tournament. Holmes, Garland, Montrez, Drew, Holiday, or Wendell Carter? I would say Holmes for now, but if we find out that Drew is not on a minutes limit, I would take Drew. But we're still waiting on that. Thad Young or Batum? Give me Batum. Batum's probably going to play more minutes, so give me Batum. Are you high on Harrison Barnes? I've been off Harrison Barnes like the entire season. I've yet to play Harrison Barnes this year. So I think he's overpriced. I don't think he's going to continue to produce at the level he has. So I'm just going to keep fading Harrison Barnes. What's up, Noah? Running Beal, Dame, Mobley, Allen, and Turner. I mean, you're going to get a lot of those guys at low ownership. That's fine, I think. Mo Bamba or Dinwiddie? Give me Mo Bamba. John Mobley or Melo and Jared Allen? Man, that's really close. I would say LaMelo and Jared Allen, but that is super, super close. That's a coin flip, honestly. J-Val or Anthony Edwards? Give me J-Val. Hart, Mills, Achua, or Hill, last spot. If we know that Brandon Ingram's out, I would take Josh Hart. Hornets have given up 32 fantasy points to Sexton and 47 fantasy points to Poole last two games and ranked 30th in the league against shooting guards. Let's talk about Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, Halliburton's in play. I don't think I'm going to play Halliburton, but if you want to look at... I think fantasy points allowed to positions, I think that's a little bit of an overrated stat. But, yeah, if you want to play Halliburton, go ahead. I don't think he's going to be in my lineup. Norman Powell is sleeper. I don't think Norman Powell is going to be like a sleeper. I mean, on DraftKings, Norman Powell is projecting out as a pretty good value because he's getting, minutes right now and he's cheap still. Yeah, Norman Powell's projected for like 12% ownership, so I don't think he's going to be really like a sleeper, but he definitely is a good value. He's been getting big minutes and he's still, below 5K on DK. Best center today? My favorite center is probably J-Val, but there's a lot of good centers. J-Val, Jared Allen, Zubac, if you're going cheap. Those are like my 3 favorite plays at the position. Good stuff, brother. Good luck, everyone. Hey, good luck, Frank. Good luck, my man. You think Bradley Beal one of the most appealing small forward options on Yahoo? I mean, if you can fit him in, he's definitely probably one of the top small forwards, like along with Paul George. It's tough to pay up at small forward unless you're gonna, unless you're going cheap at other positions. But yeah, if you are paying up at small forward, PG, Bradley Beal would be my 2 picks. But I think like Scotty Barnes in the mid-range I like. Desmond Bane I like in the mid-range. If you're going a little bit cheaper, you could play Pat Connaughton if he starts again. But the small forward position on Yahoo, pretty bad today. What site has the best optimizer, you think? Honestly, Tom, that's up to you, man. I don't know if I want to recommend the one that I use because I don't want to give them like free promotion or anything. But I mean, RotoGrinders I use RotoGrinders optimizer. I've used their optimizer since when I first started using a lineup builder. That's the one I used, and I think it's the easiest to use. So I guess there's some free promotion. I use RotoGrinders lineup builder personally, but you kind of try them out and see which one you like best, honestly. Noah, can you give us the exact perfect lineup for tonight? I feel like if you don't, then you don't care about us. Hey, sorry, man. Can't give out lineups, buddy. You know that. There is people in here, though. It's crazy. You'll see people come in the stream and literally ask just, hey, can you give me a lineup for tonight? Like, people just, I don't know. Most of you guys, though, understand that coming in here and asking for a lineup, you're not going to be a profitable DFS player long-term doing that, no matter who's giving you the lineup. Bobby Portis a good value. I think he's in play still. He's going to get probably 22, 24 minutes. I want to see who the Bucks start because I think there's at least a possibility that Bobby Portis moves into the starting lineup. If he winds up starting, he will be a really good value. Always put your cash lineup in the GPPs as well. I mean, yeah, that's kind of a rule that if your cash lineup goes off and you don't have it in a tournament, yeah, you're going to feel really bad. Dean Wade starting again? I figured that. Yeah, I figured that. Cavs will start Garland, Sexton, Wade, Mobley, Allen. Clippers will start Jackson. Okay. So basically all these starting lineups we're getting are what we expected. I do want to see who starts for the Pistons. One of the Pistons beat writers just tweeted out, my prediction for Pistons starters tonight, Cade, Hamidou Diallo, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, and Stewart. So the Pistons beat writer thinks that Hamidou Diallo is going to start. Dude, we've already been down this road before. Like, Hamidou Diallo, I think the last time he started, he played like 18 minutes or something. So, yeah, if Hamidou Diallo starts, I'm not playing him. I don't think he's going to project for a ton of minutes, honestly. Thanks, Noah. Appreciate the advice. Let's get that money. Hey, let's get it, Pauly. Let's get it, my man. I'm going to have to end the stream here shortly, guys, but I'm going to answer these last questions real quick. Favorite play tonight, Bridges and LaMelo? If you're asking me to choose one of the two, I would take LaMelo. But I think, yeah, both those guys are in play for sure. Trent Jr. getting overlooked. I mean, Gary Trent Jr. has been great lately, but I think Scotty Barnes coming back is definitely hurting Gary Trent Jr. And his price is up too, so a little bit tougher to play him on this slate. McCollum or Edwards? Give me Anthony Edwards. Durant, Harden, or Julius Randle? I would take Harden. Would you like more Ja or Beal? Give me Ja. Caden LeVert or LeVert and Holmes? Give me Caden LeVert. What's your strategy for eliminating games on big slates, back-to-back consideration? It's just, there's going to be games that are, low scoring, slow paced. It's got a lot has to do with pricing. There's going to be a lot of games where players are priced right for the most part. Like outside of the Brooklyn-Detroit game, outside of Cade Cunningham, there's really not much I like on Brooklyn-Detroit. I mean, KD and Harden, yeah, you can play them, but I don't think I'm playing KD or Harden on this slate in my one lineup. And then on Detroit, everyone on Detroit feels priced about right except for Cade Cunningham. So there's going to be games you go through where everyone just is priced right. I don't really eliminate games though. I just kind of try and find the best plays and go through each position. See who projects the best. Always great info, Noah. Good luck tonight. Hey, appreciate you, Tom. Good luck, my man. Do you know if there's a minutes limit on Drew Holiday? We don't know yet. Thanks, Noah. Good luck. Hey, good luck, T-Bone. Good luck, Jalen. Dean Wade or Corey Joseph? I wanted to see Corey Joseph starting. If Corey Joseph would have started, I would have liked him a lot for value. But if he's not starting, it makes it a little bit riskier. Man, I guess I'll say Dean Wade, Brendan, but that's definitely close. Thanks for your help. Good luck tonight. Hey, good luck, Cincy. You like McDermott as a value play? Doug McDermott, I'm not really on, just to be honest with you. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream here. Good luck tonight, fellas. I appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy your Friday night. Hopefully you guys win some money tonight. Don't know yet if I'll have a video up for Saturday, to be determined, but NFL videos up for Sunday's main slate. So if you're playing NFL, check out the channel. Got my video up for Sunday's main slate. But good luck tonight, guys, and thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning into the stream.